something like 1958 to 1978, there was something called the Black and White Minstrel Show. And everybody in England used to watch it, but there was always a caricature of black people, which then enforced in the psyche of the nation that that's how black people are. So a lot of the television commissioning editors started looking at the possibility of having a lot more representation.
It was a television series about a black family, something which had never been even imagined before.
The society of that time was a hierarchical, racist, exclusive kind of society, and the industry was a reflection of that. So we kind of understood, when we saw black representation, we saw actors on stage, there was a kind of a tacit acknowledgement of what they had to overcome just to have a presence on the screen.
70s television, British television, was dominated by these really dodgy sitcoms. Love Thy Neighbour, Mixed Blessings, Mind Your Language. I mean, there was just so many. The Fosters tried to be different, but it was still fell into that kind of hole of dodgy sitcoms. And then Empire Road comes along, created by a black writer, a wonderful writer called Michael Abramsitz, with a predominantly black cast, headed by the great Norman Beaton, Corin Skinner Carter, who I also love and respect. And it was just a very innovative, refreshing alternative.
It was a breakthrough. It was having a show. We do not have shows now, certainly not in mainstream, that is just about an ordinary family that happens to be black.
Maybe I've got a romantic view of it, but it seemed like such a seminal show for as a representation of black British life. That idea of fusing the people who had come from the colonies, from the Caribbean, but also the black British generation who were born here, and how together they were forging this new black British identity.
Oh God, make an appointment with the doctor. I'm going to be sick.
The second series, they did bring in Horace Ove, a black director who was working in television at that time. So that was a kind of breakthrough as well. So you had a black writer, black director, and then they axed it.
This sort of very expedient way in which a programme series like Empire Road, with its very significant and pivotal position that it occupied, was dropped because obviously, the people who were making decisions felt like that was enough, So I think this very tokenistic relationship, which has been the general trend of broadcasting and cinema in this country.
I think as Empire Road, its 40th years since it was first aired, I think it's really important we recognise that, because it was a landmark in British television.
40 years is a long time, and lots of things have changed. We've had at least 2 generations in that time, and some of the things that we felt were important then don't seem so important to the younger generation. I think the legacy that it has is the fact that it is possible to have this kind of shows that deals not just with black issues, but with issues about how we integrate into this society.
Empire Road was a major breakthrough in British television in terms of representation of black characters, and particularly the family, the black West Indian family. And so it should be better remembered.
It actually enriched my life. I think that there should be contributions made all around to say a big thank you to the people who created that.
Just like Jamaica, so things must get better.